Today can be hump day or a day to remember. Your choice. Hey there, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Force. So, what do we got going on with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Looking up there at all-time highs again. Starting to get that 2017 feel. All altcoins seem to be up. The news is popping out everywhere that people are buying Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, altcoins, that there's starting to be leakage into mainstream media from all the different cryptocurrency realms, from DeFi to NFTs. Your mom, your brother, your cousin are probably messaging you. I know that's about what's happening to me. I got people coming out of the woodworks messaging me about Bitcoin and Dogecoin, right? Well, what does it mean? What do we do? How do we digest what's happening right now? These are a few things I want to talk about today. But you know what? We have my lovely and beautiful, as always, co-host, Sammy, on the sidelines.
Good evening, everyone.
So how are you, Samantha?
Pretty good.
Over there, man in the chat.
Yes.
Do we have any of our wonderful friends?
Well, we have MS Betty, Mike.
Mike, nice. I'm glad that you could join us out here, Mike. I know it's been a minute. I'm glad that you could get out here and talk with us. Mike was messaging me the other day, telling me about 63,000 when we were hitting it, right? Everybody is in anticipation of $100,000. Are we going to see $100,000? How rapidly is this going to happen? I'm starting to see predictions of it being maybe the middle of the month, maybe the end of the month, right?
You never know.
You never know.
He also said he hit up Zaza, and TD is here. Hi.
Nice. TD, thanks for joining us.
All right, we're caught up.
Well, the news is bullish, right? I mean, we got all that stuff that's happening with Coinbase, going public, being information that normal people can understand and digest, right? That this cryptocurrency company is going public. You know, they're worth this much money. The stocks are out there. You can buy these stocks. It's just another one of those flags, right? I talk about flags all the time, right? There's green flags, there's red flags. Red flags we try to run away from. Green flags show us that Bitcoin are making these milestones in its legacy to become the dominant currency, the world currency, a much more broadly accepted currency. And this is one of them, right? We see cryptocurrency companies going public. We see the public starting to accept Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and the legitimacy of it, and start to see it as the innovative technology that we've all talked about for a long time, and not necessarily the seedy underbelly of internet drug, right? Terrorist financing.
I mean, like
crypto hacking.
Today, I guess this is a new spin. But today on like my Google feed, so it was CNBC, I think it was. But regardless, it was an article about how the IRS is going to have like an entire division and really try to, do cryptocurrency crap and make you pay for it and this and that. And the articles spin, and I guess the IRS's take on this is that we're super shady. And, like people aren't understanding when they buy NFTs and when they buy certain coins and tokens and whatnots or whatever, that you have to pay capital gains tax, that you have to pay taxes, and that, it's that people are naive, and that, they want to apparently audit them and also help them realize that, if you want to do this, you have to then pay us.
Let me show you how you pay your taxes.
Yes.
It's okay. We understand that you bought some digital stuff and that you didn't understand it really, but we're here to help explain it to you on how you owe taxes. Yeah, I mean, we've seen the CIA director come out and say that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are not as bad as Janet Yellen pretty much made them out to be, right? This is the news we were getting, that it wasn't really used for
Yes, like
terrorists
and
and
drug
illicit
smuggles
drugs as
and
much as it's made out
yeah.
for. And I mean, this is true. It's just that, you know, I guess from being here, one of the things that I came back to is you buy Bitcoin, and a lot of people are first trying to make money. So you're flipping it, right? Like you flip a car, you flip a house, you flip a whatever, right?
Yes, you think it has value, but you think that when you sell it, you'll actually get the most value from it.
But this doesn't require, like, right, you buy a house, you fix it up to get more money. You buy a car.
You just wait.
Yeah, you don't do anything.
Yeah, you just
well,
time
I mean,
the
most
market.
people are impatient and can't wait. But really, if you're selling it for more, why? Why are they paying more? See, when you sell a house, you fixed it up. Right? When you fix up a car, when you sell a car, you fix up the car, or you at least made it look better.
Yeah, maybe you washed it, or something.
Why are people buying Bitcoin from you at a higher price?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you'd think it's kind of a common sense thing where it's like, wait, you want my stuff and you want it for more, but I don't want my stuff. Wait,
but, I mean, they don't. Most introductory people in Bitcoin don't ask this, right? They're just looking, they're like, oh, I bought it at this price and I sold it at this price and I made, 10, 15, 25%, and it's only been 2 weeks or whatever, or I leverage traded it. These green flags that we keep seeing are signs of adoption, and these signs of adoption are back to what the original creation of Bitcoin was for, the revolution. Right? The revolution is that fiat cash is just printed willy-nilly, apparently, lately. There's 25% more dollar bills in circulation than there's ever been before. Yes. Or than there were before.
Yes, I mean, yeah. It's all a lie. It's a lie. And that's why we need to, yes, it needs to be fixed.
I mean, if they're willing to just give it out.
Yeah.
It raises a lot of questions.
What is it really worth?
Right? Well, we all know what a Bitcoin is worth. We know why it's worth what it is. And we know that the price is continuing to go up because more people are starting to realize that inflation is incoming. I was watching the news earlier, and they were talking about how the price of groceries have already started to show it. That everything across the board in groceries are up 7%. Right? Gas is on the climb already.
Oh, yeah. Well, supposedly, yes, summer gas is more expensive. So whatever.
Well, I mean, things are going to be explained away, but in the overall sense, Tesla and MicroStrategies and the company after company after company that are getting listed weekly that people are paying attention to and not paying attention to, they're not buying it because they think that they're millions of dollars that they're holding on to as profit from doing all of this hard work of manipulating the lemons. Right, to not only be the cogs that go to work for them, but then to also buy the cogs.
Yeah, they're not looking for that 10% gain. They're not looking for that 10x.
They're looking to not to lose their power, right? Because that's what money does. Money gives you power. Money gives you the ability to solve problems.
All right, Truth Monster is here, and he says,
Truth Monster, nice. I'm glad that you could join us, my friend. I appreciate your company. And of course, the thumbs up helps everybody else find the video. If you guys haven't hit it yet, think about it.
Mosquito. All right. He says,
I put the off on, Samantha. The mosquitoes are back. The weather is beautiful, right? It must be 72 degrees. And there's a light little breeze. And
Truth Monster says, hump days. Hump days are days to remember. He also says that Jerome Willy-nilly Powell, willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly.
Very sick individual and the worst counterfeiter in history. Okay, I mean, I don't know what. Let me rephrase this. Up until I found Bitcoin, I really didn't actually care very much about, I don't know, politics, like actual regulations, like stupid things that we talk about now. Mm-hmm. They were not part of our life and my vocabulary. It wasn't stuff that we did. Now, I mean, all these peoples they're just asinine. Like every single one of them are asinine. I don't know what our country is doing. I don't know, have we always been in this peril, and I just didn't care at that. I don't even know. But right now, it definitely seems like end of world, end. There is the light at the end of the tunnel, and it is not Ooh, it's not what they're selling. So it's like very, I don't know. Maybe ignorance is bliss. And I think that, I mean, but in the same, found Bitcoin was because we had tried everything, 3 jobs. So 6 jobs grand total, and still never enough, never the right stuff. What is that?
It's true. I mean, I don't know. The whole system is rigged, right? And what's happening is, I don't know if it's a situation of the dollar bill has always been inflated, right? Like a dollar was a lot
Yeah.
at one point. But it just happens, you die, people die, your generation's over, the next generation, you get used to the price, just like I'm sure that my son thinks differently of a $20 bill than I think of a $20 bill because of what it meant to me when I was growing up.
Yes.
So it's just that the rate of inflation has to be slowed enough where people don't notice it. Right.
I mean, it's
of
hard
course,
to keep
the old
everybody
people are always complaining about,
yes.
right? That's the situation.
That's the stories. Yes. Walked a mile, paid $1, that kind of stuff.
You just can't do it so quickly to the masses that it upsets them. Right.
Yes. Yes. Where it's blatantly obvious.
And these are the things that we're concerned about as we move forward and the money printing. And that's why people are hedging into Bitcoin. And whether or not it's as severe as, some doomsday preppers are anticipating it to be, it is still the ideal that people are realizing that a decentralized currency has a place in this world.
Yes, there is a value.
And the more that people opt in to use Bitcoin as this decentralized currency gives it legitimacy. And it starts the snowball effect of, if I think it's legitimate and it's decentralized and she thinks it's legitimate and you think it's legitimate, then you know what? This guy over here, he's probably going to end up thinking it's legitimate too. And then we're all using this legitimate decentralized network, which means it is the one network.
And my bank doesn't like it. Well, screw it. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah.
Well, you can change banks. I've changed banks many times in my life, right?
Yep.
The only thing that I'm stuck to is you, right? I mean, everything else can come and go.
I mean, that's still technically in the realm of,
That's true.
If you want to make it, okay?
You could go for the milk and cigarettes and never come back.
Everybody could just part ways. Easy peasy. You never know. I mean, nothing's finite except yourself.
I'll just have to learn how to control my reaction then.
All right. Our Raptorman is here. He says, yo, guys, still driving. Good. But yeah, just listen then. All right.
Yes, please be safe. Always.
BTC Moon Guy is here. Hello.
BTC Moon Guy, I appreciate you coming by. Remember, hitting the thumbs up, sharing the video out. It helps more people find us, keeps the conversation going. Of course, I want to know what you guys are thinking. I want to know what you guys are feeling about these all-time highs. I mean, at these prices, the question continues to keep getting raised. Is Bitcoin's price, reaching bubble territory? Is it too late for the average person to hop in and start investing? And I'm not here for financial advice, but the world hasn't woken up to Bitcoin yet as the money means of payment that it can be, right? We have laid a lot of infrastructure and groundwork across the last 4 years that me and you have been here, Samantha. And I mean, no, I haven't been out there coding it, but I've been here talking about it. I've been trying. So I'm surprised we've made it where we've made it, right? It started getting depressing in the middle during the bear market.
It was hard. I mean, it was hard on everybody. That was a long time.
Know that there's always going to be over exuberance, right? As we continue to move forward, everybody's shooting for this 100K mark. Right? Like I keep hearing it. Self-fulfilling prophecies come true in Bitcoin. We know this, right? Is it going to move onwards and upwards from there? Are we going to not have as much of a correction because so many corporations are involved and then they'll continue to snowball? Who knows what the future of Bitcoin is going to be? It's the ideal of realizing that it's a tool that you need to start understanding because it can help you with your own personal finances. Some people, great, glory be to them if they can sit there and use it as the flipping tool to make them cash. Me and Samantha have found a way in order to utilize it for our lives where it brings satisfaction and hopefully potentially great rewards in the future. Some people are on different time scales based on when you get in it and when you need to exit the market. So whether or not you need to take profits now or shoot for 100K or shoot for $1 million, this is something you should be designing and developing with you, your loved ones during the process of you getting a Bitcoin education. I'm glad to not see as many people jumping to YouTube asking people like it used to be. When Lambo, when Moon, do I buy, do I sell? What's the next altcoin?
What's the next altcoin? That was the most. And I mean,
but it's starting to get that feeling, especially during the last week, right? The altcoins are all up, it seems like.
I mean, it's inevitable.
Dogecoin's popping off. We're looking at XRP.
I mean, it's your rising tide raises all boat shit or whatever. Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, okay, yes. But I don't know, okay? Because I still don't understand what Elon Musk has going on at all. And
I don't think anyone's supposed to.
And now there's like 7 more dudes that are all like piggybacking with him that I still don't understand. It's like they're like speaking in Dogecoin, like, I don't know, code or something. All right. I don't know. We're like, the desk isn't the desk. Okay. Oh, Invention's here. See, I knew if
buddy,
I said
I'm
mid-cap.
glad that you could make it, my friend. Yes. I appreciate it when you come by.
Oh, he said that he's never had a bit of trouble with his bank, that he has had the same bank since his paper route back in the 80s. Ooh. Well, damn, Vention. Maybe it's because you're like grandfathered in.
On your patronage.
Wow, dude, that makes me feel bad. I've had a lot of banks, Vention. Like,
right.
And then do stupid, like.
I've had a few banks that I owed money to that don't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah. What, Regions? Is that one of them? I don't know if they still exist, but they don't here in this area.
PNC was around for a little bit. I think I owed them some money too.
Watch all of a sudden. Mm-hmm.
Wait, sorry. That dog's just going crazy and they're barking.
Cool.
I know. Eugene's not paying no attention, of course. Must have those headphones on. Playing a video game.
I can go look if you want to,
Thank you, Samantha. I would appreciate it.
I'll just go, throw a treat at its face.
I mean, these are the days that we were hoping for when we were sitting around at $700 and $1,000. When we went climbing up to 20,000, we came back down to 3. It's like, this is what you could have wanted. This is what everybody wanted. And now that we're here, it's still the same exact thing that I've seen over and over again in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency markets. You want something, they say they want something, and as soon as you get there, it's never good enough, right? There's still this same justification. I think I seen a title of an article earlier saying that Bitcoin pauses as, the Satoshi Nakamoto is still determined, talking about Craig Wright cases. And it's like, who writes this crap? Who in the world is not buying or selling their Bitcoin based on Craig Wright or whether or not Satoshi Nakamoto is found? When you make the decision, or most people make the decision to go ahead and jump into Bitcoin and start purchasing it on the regular basis and saving it, holding it for a long period of time, it's because they realize that they're looking for the security that comes along with being able to purchase it now and have more later, right? Which is, everyone likes to use the ideal retirement, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the ideal of retirement, right? Say that, my sister has a baby and I want to help out, right? Buying $500 worth of Bitcoin and going ahead and gifting it to the child is like giving a college tuition, but you didn't have to save, like they talk about how putting a kid through college breaks the average middle class family. Well, at any point, up until the last 6 months, right, you could have put a small amount of money in and still have gotten that, right? And these are the kinds of things. I mean, there's probably a million different little case scenarios that you could run where plugging in a chunk of money now and needing to take it out later would make a world of difference in helping you be able to.
I mean, that's the amazing thing about all cryptocurrency, I guess, in theory, but with like Bitcoin, I mean, okay, it allows you to be able to make dumb mistakes and recover from it. I mean, how many times have we lost and gained Ethereum and Bitcoin over the last
Yes.
4 years?
Yes.
Lost it out of stupidity, lost wallets, lost by buyer protections, lost by stupid shit. And yet we are still able to
Sold is also another word that she should be using besides
yeah,
lost.
that, oh my God, the jet ski.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, yes, I mean, all of it. Oh God, I know the shift card. It was like the devil's advocate or whatever, because it was an amazing thing, but in
Yeah,
the
but
same
Coinbase knew it.
aspect,
You know,
yeah,
Coinbase knew it. That's why they were able to give everybody the shift card. That's why people were commercialing. Is that, you know, the price of Bitcoin was going up, and it's like, oh man, I have like tons of money right here, and I can just slide
yep,
this
and you're
card.
gonna like instant trade, sure, why the hell not?
And then I'm at
Yep.
Walmart, and I can even do cash back. What are you talking about, man? Bitcoin's real.
But I mean, yes, you can. I don't know. It is the most forgiving currency I have ever known. Because let me tell you, once you do stupid shit with dollar bills, yeah, you don't get that back. You have to do more stupid shit to acquire it.
I know. And then the next thing is that you start saying, oh, well, you know, Bitcoin is 63,000, you know, to make money, we have to start looking at doubling it 120. Okay. I mean, that's really not unheard of. That's not impossible. We could have 120,000 mid-May. I mean, I know quite a few analysts that are shooting for that kind of
You don't think you could
$75 to
hold out till next
$100,000 by
year?
mid-May.
Like, you know, woo, yes. I mean, really, you don't think that
Right.
120 is happening?
Well,
No, it's
I
happening.
mean, the random chance of when you get to make the profit is kind of the fun of the game, right? We don't get to decide the adoption of Bitcoin
What
and
day you'll get
cryptocurrency to the world.
Lambo?
But the ideal is, yeah, you want a Lambo, you can get it. You just gotta be patient. And the hard work is over, right? And that's what I see, is that it's really easy if somebody wants to come in off the street right now and drop like used car amount of money and buy that much Bitcoin, and then start a, you know, daily, weekly, monthly cost averaging in to Bitcoin, they could still set themselves up for a nice ride in life. And they don't have to sit there and have the struggles and questions that we've all been through already of, is Bitcoin really legitimate? Is it going to go back to zero? Is it going to just dump off the market? Is the government going to ban it? Because, I mean, talks of ETFs are on the horizon again.
Oh, yes.
Right? I mean, the ideal of Bitcoin being legitimate isn't really, it was up in the air, right? On whether or not we were going to be able to make this legitimate to the world and the government and all these things. That's not a question anymore, right? Before it was, you know, are we going to be able to scale it? Are we going to be able to get interfaces that people are going to be able to use and understand? Can we move past the 24 character wallets and get something that's easier for people to use?
Gone are the days that Bitcoin was a joke, which is, it's good. It is good. But that just leads into a whole nother realm of worms.
I mean, it's hard to have an honest conversation with somebody who is actually educated and intelligent to conversate about Bitcoin that's going to take the opposite side of us and tell me why Bitcoin is bad and why I shouldn't be investing my money in it and why this isn't going to be a valued currency in the future, as the world needs decentralized currency because the fiat stuff of the governments is continuing to fail us as it has through history.
I do just don't actually know how the facade has went on for centuries. I mean, because we're not even talking. I mean, not even America. Like, ooh.
I mean, yeah. I mean, our
forever.
our grandparents bought gas at 25 and 50 cents a dollar, right?
I don't even. Yes.
I mean, I thought it was amazing when I seen gas drop down to $2. I was like, that's the cheapest I've ever seen, because I remember when gas was $5.
Yep.
I mean, and now people are talking about the price of milk because it's over $4 a gallon.
Yeah, I mean, I remember in Alaska being a child, and like it was the gas, like it was after the Valdez or whatever, but I remember having to wait in line, and you could only get 5 gallons in type deal, and it was for like a couple months in the middle of the summer. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think they played the game better back in the day, and now they're
Well, I
just
mean,
getting lazy.
it's hard to hold on to the inflation, right? You're letting air into the bubble, blowing it up there.
I mean, gone are the days of there is not infinite cash in the Federal Reserve.
There's infinite cash at the Federal Reserve.
Yep. Forever. Forever. Until there are no more trees or cotton or whatever the hell they make dollar bills out of.
Oh, they'll go digital dollar first. That way it'll
Oh,
never
there you go. Eco friendly.
eco-friendly.
Yeah, that'll be Biden's second term, right?
All right, so what do we got going on in the chat? What are you guys thinking? What are you guys feeling? What do you guys want to talk about? Of course, we will hang out and ask and answer any more questions you guys got going on.
Where we at? Ooh, Truth Monster says that he has never changed his bank accounts since he was 5. But his bank changed. It was bought by bank number 2. That was then bought by bank number 3, and blah blah blah. But he still has the old savings like booklets. Like it is the same account. That's some crazy shit. That makes me feel even worse. Truth. Thanks.
When I was a kid, I used to have one of those Santa Christmas savings account where you'd have the little paper and you were supposed to go down weekly and put like $5 or $7 into your account, and you'd have this much saved by Christmas.
Carl says buy the Bitcoin now, borrow against it later, to not pay taxes legally and for a very low interest.
That is true.
I get what you're going with. I mean, that is kind of like sidestep loopholing, but I don't know. I mean, also, if you just hold it and you don't ever have to do anything, eventually it'll work itself out, or you just, I don't know, worry about it then.
I mean, everyone's life is different, right? You can't say, all right, like me and Samantha, we cashed out Bitcoin in 2017, and we were able to go from the situation of paying, rent into being here and having a small mortgage kind of. I wouldn't go back and change that, but the Bitcoin that we sold to move in here today, if we had continued to just pay rent, would have bought this place, another
like
place,
or something,
the place down the street type deal. So, I mean,
I know, right? How pimp would that bus be?
But the last 4 years, 3 years of being here, it'll be 4 years in November.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't buy that. I mean, it's been awesome. It's been awesome trying to, you can see the birds here behind me. There's a lot more than just this.
I got a greenhouse happening now.
So
I'm going to try to keep plants alive. Yes. I mean,
because
I don't
it's
know.
not money, right?
It's freedom.
It's
freedom.
about comfortability of life, right? Being able to express yourself and live. Well, what good is it to have, $1 billion, but have to have suffered through your entire life for it, right? I mean, you have to give and take everything in moderation. I don't mind cutting corners and saving, for a certain period of time. But hey, I mean, like we're going off to Ooby Dooby in 9 days.
Yep.
I mean, so you got to splurge. You got to live life. I'm just saying that Bitcoin is a wonderful tool to help you understand yourself and your finances, but you have to understand it and utilize it properly. And that's the confusion that everybody has, because they're constantly thinking that they're going to get in and learn a skill that they don't have and somehow flip Bitcoin like you flip houses.
It's not, because it's not that. And I mean, I don't know. It always sounds cheesy and I don't know, like righteous, like religious-y, culty when you start, but it fundamentally changes the way you look at everything. That's why everybody in the chat is so freaking awesome. I mean, when you talk to everybody in the chat, they're all in other places doing whatever the hell they want, already retired, and they're not even old enough to be retired if they were literally in some kind of a career. Everybody, it changes your thought pattern on what you can and can't do, what you are physically capable of doing and what you're not, because it is just so fundamentally, like, I mean, mind-blowing. I don't even know, because yes, I don't think we would be here. I don't think we would be doing the things that we are doing now. And God knows what we'll be doing in 5 years, all because of Bitcoin, all because the rat race is flawed and there's a problem, and everybody should know this, because, I mean, God, now, I don't know, and not everybody should have freedoms, I guess, because, I mean, but yes. It really opens your eyes to the possibilities of what your life can be.
Mhm.
And I mean that what currency does that? You don't
I
look
don't
at
know.
the
I guess
yen and
right.
do like, oh,
It's like I guess a lot of people sit around and hope for random chance to make their life better. When really what we've seen and developed here is that, like I was saying earlier, the small car investment in Bitcoin over a short, what in the, looking backwards in hindsight would be considered a short period of time, can make those, wishful moments actually become real, right? So how do you plan for your future to get better? You make small investments in Bitcoin, right? And then you don't just get starstruck by the news that comes and goes and the 15% swings up and down. You actually put in the time and say, okay, well, according to Bitcoin, according to this, we're going to 100,000. Well, let me take profit a little bit before that. Let me not sit here and cash out at 60 or whatever, like people were talking about as we move sideways for 38 days or 40 or whatever. But it's always something like that, trying to get the person that's just gotten into Bitcoin and can't stick to their plan and doesn't have the ability to moderate their emotions and regulations in the situation. So it does sound like a cult thing when everyone's just like hodl, 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 hodl. But until you've done it once, you won't understand the power of doing it again and again and again.
well, we were watching Crypto Dailies, like his meme thing, and one of them was, and they flash all their little things so that you can get the meaning. But one of them was, like buy Lambo, and then it said learn like cryptocurrency, and it was like, how you're not supposed to go back assward, okay? You are not supposed to get rich or try to get rich before you actually understand why you're doing what you're doing and what it is that you are doing it with. I mean, but apparently that is people's problems. That is a real thing. That's all right. Vention says, never in recorded history have people been able to hold an asset that can't just be seized by their local strongman, their duke, a knight, whatever. This gives us power we have never had. And BTC Moon Guy says, very powerful indeed. And Bitcoin, BTC Moon Guy said Bitcoin has changed everything for him. Josh is here now, and he says, happy Coinbase Day. Happy
Josh,
Coinbase
thanks
Day
for
to
joining
you.
us, buddy. Happy Coinbase Day. Yeah, I mean, today is a green flag day, right? We can't always point to where they're going to be. I keep talking about the one when we see a company pay another company with Bitcoin for debt or something,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then say it was, $50 million and they paid $5 in a transaction fee or something. I think that's going to be one of the biggest days in history.
I think when Elon pays Snoop or, whatever pays whatever, and they're all like, and it was 52 cents. They're going to be all like, oh, yes. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the kids think these days. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we're seeing the legitimacy of cryptocurrency by companies and mainstream media. The next step, I mean, of course, is the integration of it, right? Is to start saying, like we've always said for a long time, that Bitcoin is going to end up being something that's in the background and people aren't even going to understand that they're using Bitcoin. They're just going to swipe things on their phone, left, right, up, down, whatever.
Touch phone time. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be these layer 2 solutions, right, that are getting built and getting settled on a decentralized network. Because really what's happening here is that if you can't trust everyone else, how do we all trade with each other without getting ripped off or having to wait for the boat with the gold, right?
Mm.
Well, I mean, the tensions are always increasing, right? It always seems like the world is heading towards a stressful period of time. Well, I mean, with all of this money, with all of this inflation coming, with what tensions with China is always,
Oh,
and
all the civil
Russia,
unrest, and
right?
I mean,
Taiwan
everything.
and the
I swear to
bombings.
God, if they shoot another black man, there's not gonna. I mean, there is so many people like not okay with everything everywhere. What is all the women in Malar or however the hell? Yes, okay. There are people protesting for rights and wrongs and like tragedies all over the freaking world. And it's like, I don't even, I mean, yes, this is how it's like, I don't know. Has it always been this bad? And I just really didn't realize it because it seems like it is bad.
Well, I mean, if I want to trade with you and you want to trade with me, but I can't trust you and, all of these other things that come along with it,
Yeah.
this is the answer. And this is what's going to be able to help the world unify, right? When we're not being able to kick each other's out of SWIFT systems and causing undue poverty in Venezuela and all these other things that people are saying, because we're able to transact equally on a global scale, starts to change things, right? It starts eliminating power that some countries have imposed themselves over other countries. I mean, how can we all be equal, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
when the game is,
yeah. I mean, well, we all can't be copacetic if we're not equal.
Yep.
All right. What do you guys got? Last chance. Comment in the chat. Let us know what you're thinking. Otherwise, I think we're going to go ahead. We're going to wrap it down. It feels good to sit out here and have a cup of coffee and talk with you guys.
Yes.
It is. It's nice hanging
Missed
out
you
here.
guys.
They still got the bus. I mean, I told them not to rush, so I guess
that really means don't rush.
Into the third week is
no one's rushing.
No one's rushing. Then they're gonna do it right, I guess.
Right. Right. Over cups of coffee spread out, early mornings every day.
I enjoy being able to sit out here. The sound, I did go back and listen to a couple of them, like dropped in and listened to a minute or two. And some of them were kind of tingy. So we probably will have to do something about the sound inside the bus. But
yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. We got a lot of roof and there's a lot of sides, and I don't know. Because there's not a lot of stuff in it, which also doesn't help with it not just pinging off metal.
Well, so I know that when the bus gets back, with the way the price of lumber is going up, I've noticed. I mean, because I'm in Home Depot or Lowe's like every
other freaking moment.
So, yeah, I got to get on it.
Seems to be going up. I mean, that $14 piece is getting close to 20 now.
Over buy later.
All right, where are we at? Vengeance says, "Get out of the cities, brothers and sisters." My brothers and sisters. Zaza is here. He made it. Oh, Zaza, we're at the end, but
glad that you can make it. I mean, we're getting ready to wrap down the episode, but it just gives you the opportunity to listen to me in 2x, right?
Yeah, oh my God. I would have to sound like a chipmunk. I mean, I don't even know. Ooh, don't listen at 2x. The pothead is here. Hi.
Pothead buddy, I'm glad that you
can make it. Crypto OG. He says, grab the RV and run. We get the bus. But we can't, like,
well, we don't have to run. Yet. This is where you run too.
That is a good point.
Yeah, I mean, the paved road ended 3.5 miles back that way.
Yep. Oh, the best part is GPS likes to lie to you. I like that Google tries to fuck you when you get back here. There are roads that are not roads.
Because you'll super get stuck.
You can't GPS any addresses back here. Like, there are roads that are not roads that they say, like, turn down.
And you're like, that's a 4-wheeler trail. There's no way.
A track, like a trail. No. Yep.
I also like that down at the end of the hill, there's like a sand pit, and GPS likes to tell everyone to turn that way. So you're going to get stuck if you go to my house and you listen to GPS. Yeah, we know to come around the back way because there's no sand pit.
Yeah, no one knows what you're talking about. But yes, there are 2 ways to get on this road. One way is a disaster. The only vehicle so far that we have owned is that it is the 4x4 Ford Ranger, the 84 one. That is the only one so far that can now still make it through. It is just sugar sand horribleness down there. And thanks to, I mean, most of our redneck neighbors have ATVs, and that's what they do for fun around here. So no one's helping the cause on that road ever being better.
But we're hoping to be able to get back out here and bring you another episode before we head off to Ooby Dooby.
Yes.
It's probably going to be in a few days from now, after the weekend, because we're going to head down and go see my family for the weekend. What else do we have, Samantha? Anything going on?
No, I don't think so.
Is there anything else in the chat over there?
The pothead says that it's his kind of area. And Zaza says, built-in trap. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. I thought so.
I mean, yes, the one time we had to have the vehicle towed, we started to explain, what Eugene just did and he was like, can you just can I follow you? And it was like, oh, you don't want to get, yeah, sure.
I told Samantha that we should put a sign with our phone number on it down there that says $50 and we'll come like a tow out service. And I'll just come down the road with my winch and pull you out, but it'll be $50. I mean, I'll take phone calls all
Oh man, you can hear them. You can hear them.
You can hear them just get stuck.
For real, just RPMs, roaring and not moving for a while.
But yeah, chicks started hatching.
Pheasants.
So that's cool.
Maybe we'll have something to show you eventually here. That's kind of cute. Yeah. They're too little now and too squirrely.
I don't know. Everything in moderation is working out well for me, I guess, because being this half on the grid, half off the grid kind of thing is nice. It's nice to be able to know that I can provide for myself, but then at the same time, I also know people around here that are completely off the grid and outhouses and no real electricity and solar panels
water
and generators
barrels.
and all of that running all the time and water barrels that you have to use for shower water. It gets old real quick.
Yeah. I mean, I like our running water and our power. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just too damn prissy. Oh, maybe it's the Karen in me, but
Well, that's going to do it for this cup of coffee, Samantha. Is there anything else in that chat for one last opportunity as we go ahead and wind down this episode?
We are good, and man, we are at 42 minutes.
All right.
So you took it, yes.
Yeah, well, it's been a minute, and I had missed getting out here, and it is a wonderful feeling night, and I appreciate your guys' company. It's fantastic to have you out here. As always, you guys, hitting the thumbs up, sharing the video, helps other people find the show. We'll continue to keep having these conversations. Take care of yourself, take care of your Bitcoin, and have a great evening. Later, guys.
Bye, guys.